We continue to follow some breaking news right now. The U.S. Supreme Court has temporarily halted the termination of Title 42, which allows the United States to quickly expel migrants from the country.
The controversial policy is being used along our southern border, and Texas is one of several states fighting to keep Title 42 in place. Conservative lawmakers are worried that the ending of Title 42 will lead to an even greater increase in illegal crossings. But a recent federal court ruling stated the policy can no longer be used at the border.
KPRC 2 investigator Robert Arnold has been covering the border for decades now, and he recently returned from Eagle Pass. That is where he got another first-hand look at the pace of apprehensions as well as those waiting in Mexico to cross the border.
Frontera Digna is a shelter in Piedras Negras, just across the border from Eagle Pass.
Todos quieren ir a Estados Unidos.
Everyone here wants to go to the United States. Sister Isabel Tercio says there are 80 families at this shelter.
Aquí Centroamérica, ¿no?
Here, most are from Central America, but we've seen some from Honduras, Guatemala, Bangladesh, Pakistan, and Ukraine. Those staying at this shelter have applied to enter the United States and are waiting on a call from immigration officials.
Somos de Honduras y pues mi destino pues es llegar
We are from Honduras and I am hoping to get to Houston. Maricela Valeriano is from Honduras. Her mother lives in Houston.
Mi mamá está pasando por un proceso.
My mom has to have a difficult procedure. She has cancer and I want to be with her. Valeriano says she also plans to apply for asylum in the U.S. The reason is our safety was threatened in Honduras. Valeriano's family is one of thousands waiting to be allowed into the United States legally. A recent study by the University of Texas estimates more than 47,000 asylum seekers are waiting in shelters in 10 Mexican cities. Many were turned back because of Title 42. Valeriano worries how her case will be impacted when Title 42 expires, and federal officials estimate there could be as many as 15,000 illegal border crossings a day. The pace of apprehensions along our southern border has steadily increased under President Joe Biden's administration. During our recent trip to Eagle Pass, we saw hundreds of migrants cross the border in large groups in a single morning. Many were from Cuba, Peru, Nicaragua, Colombia, and the Dominican Republic. Last fiscal year, Customs and Border Protection reported the majority of migrants caught along the border were from countries other than Mexico or Central America.
And this pause is not permanent. Texas is one of 18 states that asked the Supreme Court to stay that recent federal court ruling, which ended Title 42 on the border. But none of this is a done deal. Chief Justice John Roberts gave President Joe Biden's administration until 4 o'clock Houston time tomorrow to respond to Texas and the other states' claims before a decision is made whether the court will take up that full matter.
Yeah, and Robert, we know this is not the first time Title 42 has come close to expiring.
No, it was set to expire in May, and then you had a ruling from a Louisiana federal court that said, no, you have to keep it in place. Again, Texas and several other conservative states fought to keep it in place. Then you had a different court in Washington, D.C. ruled that it had to end this time because it was robbing asylum seekers of due process. That's why you've seen this push-pull back and forth. And now the Supreme Court will decide whether it will take up the full matter.
Yeah. All right, Robert, we'll continue to follow it. Thank you.